They're making a head count, making sure I bring everybody back safe and alive. Alright, what they're doing is actually they love to hang around water. Contrary to people think about vultures being dirty, they might be dirty whenever they eat, but they'll hang around water and they'll take multiple baths throughout the day. Something else that they'll do, and the reason they're not doing it is because the sun's not out, but they'll open their wings up and they give their backs to the sun. Scientists say the reason they do that is that they're increasing their body temperature to get rid of most of the bacteria that they eat throughout the day from all the dead animals. They're also sanitizing their feathers as well. And right up here, we have the elusive wild hog. Right there in front of us. And you guys can actually see where they've already been at. Over here on the left side, you can see the ground where it looks like it's been plowed through. These are the hogs right here. They have an incredible sense of smell. They can smell food under the ground. They'll stick their noses and they'll start to uproot. And this is one of the reasons that they're such a big problem. They're actually one of the only animals that are open season during the entire year in Florida. They destroy acres and acres of property in a single night, and they also reproduce very fast. The sow, which is a female, can have about 2 litters a year. Each one of her litters carry anywhere from 1 to 14 babies, and after 6 months, the babies can start having babies. Wow. Look at the piglets.
Those are Florida hogs, right?
Florida hogs. Yeah. They're not native though. Hogs aren't native. This was the three main animals Spaniards brought in was hogs, cows, and horses. The pigs had a very negative impact in Florida's history. And also, guys, if you look over there at a distance, you're gonna see a real big bird walking around by where the buffaloes are at. Those are Osceola turkeys over there, which are native to Florida. Yeah. I speak pig.
Yeah.
I speak pig Latin. Yeah, Osceola turkey, right? There's a female right here. She's a hen.
Check it out.
Males are a little bit bigger. There's actually 5 species of turkeys in North America. Florida has the smallest species, but they say we have the hardest and most elusive to catch. So they're named after a Seminole war leader, Osceola. He was one of the hardest and most elusive Seminoles for the government to catch. And if you guys didn't know, turkeys came very close to becoming the nation's bird. They lost by a few votes to the American eagle. It was Benjamin Franklin the one that wanted them. At the time, turkeys were only native to North America. Look at that split-tailed kite over there. One of our birds of prey. You see him over there? Maybe you can see why they call him a split-tailed kite. Hopefully we get close. You see his tail? Kind of looks like a fish flying. Watch. There you go. Wash your faces, cameras, glasses. Make sure the little ones keep their faces and chins off the bars and the railings. And remain seated. Remember, if there's anything you guys see you want to take pictures of, let me know and I'll gladly pull over so you guys can see them and take pictures. Now, this portion of the trail, we might not get to see too many animals. This area is more about the Native American culture, some of the medicinal and edible plants that we have in here. And hold on tight, it's going to get a little rough right here. Trying to lose somebody, this is the right spot to do it. Alright, one big bump right here on the left side, hold on tight. Alright, there it is. Alright, did we lose anyone important? No, I'm still here, right? Alright guys, now what a hardwood hammock is pretty much an island of trees, which consists of about 19 species of oak trees. We have maple trees, bald cypress trees, and sable palms, which these are the most common ones you'll see in here. Stables are these palm trees all around us. They're also nicknamed the cabbage tree, okay? And they're Florida state tree. And a little further up, we'll talk about why it became our state tree. Now, the word hammock literally translates to place of shade. So during the summer, which is also our rainy season, when it gets very hot, you can come in here and you'll notice how the temperature drops a little bit. It gets nice and cool. I'm sure you guys noticed it already.
Yeah.
But the humidity level is very high in here, so it gives the opportunity for a lot of species of air plants, orchids, and ferns to grow on the trees. So if you keep your eyes open on the trees, you might see some very beautiful flowers out here today. Now, if you guys take a look on both left and right hand sides of the buggy, you're going to see these real big pieces of rocks, which we pretty much just dug up from the trail. We throw them to the sides and we leave them there. They're very interesting. This is what most of Florida's made up of. It's called limestone. It's Florida's cap rock, and it's also what you find at the very, very bottom of the ocean. And what it is, it's a calcium deposit of compacted shell fossils. It's pretty much proof that Florida was once underwater, and especially South Florida, the Everglades, where we're at right now, is the youngest land. Oh, I was about to kick you back on the chair. All right. Like I was saying, Florida's the youngest land in America, last place that ever came up from the ocean thousands and thousands of years ago. And during the rainy season, which starts June, which is also our hurricane season, you guys can really notice how low-lying Florida is. Around October, about 85 to 90% of the entire park is completely covered up in water. And in my opinion, it's probably the best time to come out here. As far as your eye can see, is pretty much underwater. Look at that bromeliad right there, that air plant. You see it right there? Left side? Yeah. It brings the rainy season, or the wet season, brings in a lot of species of wading birds. You get alligators, snakes, fishes, turtles swimming around in these areas where you usually don't see them. The only downfall is the mosquitoes. They'll thrive around that season, and it also gets very hot and humid. But besides that, it's absolutely beautiful. If you guys are curious in knowing how high the water level gets, over here on the left side, if you look on the trees, there's these white spots, or white solid lines. They can also be different colors, like beige, green, red, yellow, or orange. But they're called lichens, and what they are is a cross between an algae and a fungus. Causes absolutely no harm to the trees, but they do not grow underwater, like you see right there. So if the water comes up a foot or two, they'll stop growing about a foot or two from the bottom of the trees. That's how you can tell the water level. So this area right here is probably under about a foot to 2 foot of water during the rainy, at the peak of the rainy season.
Yeah.
And the lichens also let you know the oxygen quality. The more white spots and white solid lines you see on the trees, the more fresh and pure the oxygen is. And now, believe it or not, we are going up what here in Florida we like to call a Florida mountain. We're at the peak of that mountain too. It's the highest point in the entire park, all this little area right here. It's about 6 foot above sea level, which is not very much, but it's enough to keep this area dry for most of the year, unless we get a hurricane or a storm comes in, brings in a lot of water very fast. Then you'll get a few inches of water, but it drains out very quick within a few hours. These areas are pretty much dried up once again. And we're descending. We're going back down. Here we go. All right, we're back down.
What is it? Carbon.
Alright guys, if you want to stand up to see everything a little bit more clear, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to be putting